Good morning, everybody. Good morning, grandmas. We got 3 eBay sales. Dr. Mario Amiibo, $10. Lost money on you. Doxis 3.0 router modem that we found at the Weigh and Pay the other day, sold for $35. Metroid for the Game Boy Advance at Classic NES, sold for $17. A pair of work laces sold for $10. Not bad. This is from that Gander Mountain haul. I'm probably broken even on that now, and I still got a bunch of stuff that I need to sell. We got an intruder. You can go intrude the sewer pipes. After calling about 4 places to try to get an alignment scheduled for today, I finally found one. I'm driving up to Bradenton to go to a Pep Boys there instead of Sears, because with Pep Boys, I can also do the 1-year alignment in case I hit a pothole, and then we'll be aligned. So this is about my this is like my 4th or 5th time driving this car on the interstate. The Alabama trip was a big one, and that was a miracle that we made it there and back without it exploding, but everything should be okay now. I did just buy AAA, like a 200-mile, $120 tow package in case something happens, for my own peace of mind. I don't know how well this shows up on camera, but I have to turn at like 11:30 or whatever to go straight. Like, hopefully that will be fixed. I think that's called clocking the steering wheel, my friend Kelsey told me. So hopefully it gets clocked and everything's aligned and these new tires do not get broken. Just got to Pep Boys. I went with Pep Boys over Sears because there's more Pep Boys in the country than Sears, and they won me over with their Keurig. So I'll probably drop the car off here. There is a Habitat resale store across the street. I'll probably pop in there. So the thrift store across from Pep Boys over there, is closed. It's a fake thrift store. Hurricane Irma. We're gonna go back over to Pep Boys. I think the van's done. I was able to walk over to the thrift, see that it was closed, and then I got an email saying my car was done, and then I also saw them pull it out of the bay. So it is done right there. We're gonna go get it, pay it up, and then go to some thrifts around Sarasota, Bradenton. Wait. So $106.99 for the 1-year alignment. It said it was definitely out of a line, the toe, the big toe on it. This is gonna go in the glove box. The bigger the paper trail, the better for the next owner. It'll just show that I like to take care of the car. About to pop into the first Goodwill of the day. Some brand new VHS-C, 99 cents. We will pop on this. Just grabbed the VHS-Cs, only $1, can't beat that. And I'm still noticing I have to clock the steering wheel to the left to go straight, and I'm kind of veering to the right. So I'm gonna go back to Pep Boys. I already called them. They're gonna put it on lifts and see if there's anything wrong with the suspension, steering linkages, all that good stuff. Hopefully there's not, but who knows. Back at Pep Boys, it's like 3 o'clock. I am calorie deprived. Stopped by Firehouse to get a sub. She's up. Hopefully she's gonna be better. No charge, as it should be, for them to work it again. They did say they took it for a test drive this time, that it was driving straight, so hopefully they made some adjustments and it is driving straight now, because it wasn't driving straight. On my way, I'm gonna find an Anytime Fitness up here, do some legs. You have to be kidding me right now. I get to Anytime Fitness, ready to work out, and she throws a code. Legs are done. That one was pretty easy to get through. Listened to some Dave Ramsey while I was working out, got some knowledge. I feel like working out with the Kia is gonna be pretty easy once I get into a rhythm. I think the change of scenery kind of helped. This is in Sarasota. Every Anytime Fitness will be a shower, a Wi-Fi hotspot, and an ability to work out for van life. The clocking feels better now. If I let go of the gas, I still veer to the right, but it's making me think maybe that is my cargo topper on my roof. It is just a giant sail to catch the wind, and it's only on one half of the car. So I might have to move that to the center, because it's impossibly could be throwing off my steering. I don't know. Another Goodwill. We will pop on this, $4.99. Here's a pretty interesting van cooler. They are asking $40, plus I already got one, so we don't really need that. I am considering getting this type of furniture for the van, just because it's cheap, light, and disposable. This is $6.99. That Goodwill manager actually knows my YouTube channel. I was very surprised. Very cool. Shout out to Joshua. It's light, but it's also cheap. but it will provide some organization. And if it doesn't work, I can just, look, it's like bedroom furniture now. All right, we're gonna shift this that way and see if that's causing my steering to veer, because it very well could be. This thing's like a sail on the top. All right, so we're gonna center that up, tighten her down, and hopefully that gets rid of the road shifting. And he also recognized the van. He's like, oh, I know the Kia. Ta-da! Onward to the next Goodwill. The sophisticated Kia aerodynamics would not allow this thing to go in a straight line with a cargo topper on the roof off to the side. So now that it is smack dab in the middle of my sunroof, ruining my sunroof, my car goes straight. All right, now that I have harnessed the energy of AT&T microcell and a subscriber manager, I will crush this Goodwill here. This might be the last one. We got a Dyson DC33. Unfortunately, they want 75 bucks for it. The one in Austin, if you remember, was like $8.99. It's crazy cheap. Oh my glob, what I've always wanted. Tanning bed. It's cancer packed into a big machine. The original Squatty Potty. The advertisement on like every single podcast. Made in the great old USA. We got a brand new Lego Porsche Speed Champions. That's 99 cents. It's a pretty good deal. I think it just came out today. Must have. Sealed Europe puzzle. I really like this marbles game. I would love to get this for my nephew. He's a little too young for it right now, but this thing looks super sick. It's only $5. It's a Timbuktu golf bag. It's like, it's just Sports Illustrated for kids. I really need to do some research on golf bags because this Callaway golf bag could be worth money. This really nice Nicholas golf bag could be worth money. This thing is like super nice, but it's got somebody's name on it. Everything looks good, but it does not power on. Probably just a dead battery. And the Nintendo Wii looks pretty good as well. It's got the Wii Motion Plus on it. 25 bucks, good deal. Not a bad store, mostly FBA stuff. Actually, that was entirely FBA stuff. I'm gonna do an FBA shipment. Probably do an FBA shipment tomorrow. I have a Datsun 240Z in front of me. That is a classic Japanese car. Oh, that is so sick. That is so clean, and it's like an ugly green. That is so sick. Super sick. I'm a classic car kind of guy. I would rather have classic than modern. I feel like the value's there because they're, for the most part, cheaper. I think I'm gonna get a classic Toyota for my next car. It's gonna be sick. Mom's got a colonoscopy tomorrow for her 60th birthday, which is about 10 years late, but we don't have a history of colon cancer in our family. Let's see how she's doing. I think she took the medicine to make her go a lot. So this is Mom's soup prep.
Just woo! Well, you dilute
Do you dilute it before I can taste it?
Well, no, I can't dilute it now, but you pour that in and then you add the water up to the thing.
I've dispensed...
It's just salty and bitter.
I've dispensed a lot of these at the pharmacy. It's not bad. It just tastes like...
But you gotta drink this much.
Maybe you get sick of it. I guess when you drink a lot of it, you get sick of it, but it didn't taste bad just a little bit.
Potassium, is that what's...
Right off the bat, I'd like to thank everyone who has submitted questions, and I'm gonna get to the first question. Bubba Gaffney asks... Do I do anything to my titles to help with the algorithm? I don't really mess with the titles. I just do completeds, find one that's sold for a good price or in the same condition as mine, and I copy that title. If there's extra characters left, I will throw some keywords in there. Maybe like vintage if they didn't put vintage or VTG. I'll just throw in some stuff if the previous title had extra space. Any other tips for growing your eBay store? List and stay organized. If you get overwhelmed with disorganization, you're not going to want to list more things. You're not going to want to have a bigger inventory, and to grow your eBay store, you have to have a bigger inventory. It's a physical volume that you have to have in your house and physical volume in your closet. And that physical volume, if it's not organized, you're gonna go crazy with clutter. So great questions, Bubba. Anthony K747 asks, what is my sell-through rate? I don't calculate my sell-through rate. I'm not really a metrics guy on eBay right now. I'm just calculating more of like income, calculating just income and throwing all that at my student loans. I currently have 184 active items and I have sold 175 in the last 60 days. I think that puts me somewhere between like a 30 to 40% sell-through rate. I do feel like I do feel like my sales are going slower because I'm not listing as many items, and eBay just rolled out that promoted listings thing, and I think that has something to do with new algorithm where they promote more listings based on the people that bid the highest amount. And I have not bidding the highest amount. I think I have like a 1 or 2% bid on 100 of my items. Ian Goldie asks, are you going to build a bed frame and install counter space for your van? No, I'm not for this van. It's gonna be super simple. Like those plastic bin containers that you saw today. I have my mat for the floor. I might do a platform lift to do underspace, but I haven't decided that yet. I don't want to invest a ton of money on the interior of this van. I don't think I'm going to keep it for more than 12 months. Maybe in the future, I'll put more into the interior of the van, but as of right now, I'm trying to keep it super simple, as minivan stock as possible. Really no permanent modifications to it. A great question. Traveling Tice says, do you ever plan on going on a bike tour? Again, absolutely. Whenever I get a chance. I've already mentioned to Cody about doing New Zealand in the future. I gotta coordinate that with Rachel. We might do New Zealand sometime in the future. But yeah, it's up in the air. Nothing planned right now, but yeah, it will happen again in the future for sure. It's something that's part of me that I love to do. Apologize for not editing the rest of the America tour. I have them on a hard drive. I have them on this hard drive right here actually, and I just have not edited them because I'm doing daily vlogs. Don't unsubscribe. They will get edited one day, and bike content will eventually come back one day. Eric Hoffman asks, are you going to do a bike tour or your bike ride sometime if you're willing to ride your bike? I'm really not. I'm considering getting a mountain bike for the van, so when I travel I can do some mountain biking. Part of me doesn't want to spend $1,500 to $2,000 on a mountain bike right now, and that's also a liability of keeping that in my van if my van were to get broken into. I don't know how the insurance would work for protection of that bicycle, but it's something I'm considering, absolutely, for sure. Maybe I'll just have to chain it up to something in the van. I don't know. Clouded Journey says, isn't Florida the land of epic flea markets? Have I ever hit any of them up? I have. There's not really any in my area that are good. There was a good one. There's one I liked in Tallahassee. There were some pretty decent ones in Tampa, the Wagon Wheel. Some of the ones in Miami I've been to. One's called Tropicana Flea Market. Maybe I will hit some up during van life. I'll have to throw that into the schedule because you can find some amazing deals at flea markets. Freeware Sucks was asking me how much is a brake caliper in regards to my 87 Honda scooter. If you can find the part, it's not an easy part to find. It's around $200 to $300. That's a new one. And if I was to buy a used one, I'd be running into the same issue that I'm having, which is pitted pistons anyways and needing to be rebuilt. So I'm just rebuilding the one that I have. It was a crapshoot trying to reuse the pitted pistons anyways. I damaged one of them more so, I think, beyond good functionality by scoring it with the pliers. As you saw, learned my lesson, won't do that again, and ordered another one, so that should be here in a couple days. We'll pop that into the caliper, and hopefully I will get more brake function with no leaks. That would be great. It already feels way better. I'm confident riding this bike now, but I want to get it back to what it was like in the 80s, and that would be great. On this occasion, it just seems better to rebuild it and to sharpen the saw in the meantime. Debbie Keith says, do you have citrus trees in your area? Love all the tropical fruits that we can grow down here. There are citrus trees in Florida. Tropicana is a Florida orange juice brand. A more inland part of Florida from where I live, there's a lot of orange groves and processing plants. By me specifically, I don't have any orange trees or citrus that I can pick and have access to. We used to have a grapefruit tree and a orange tree growing up, which actually produced pretty good fruit, but we didn't upkeep them. I think you're supposed to maybe fertilize them because of where they were planted, and eventually they died to the point of no return. We had to chop them down and then stump them up. But my childhood was filled with going in the backyard, cutting a grapefruit in half, eating it with a grapefruit spoon, and also squeezing our own orange juice. They weren't really good eating oranges, but they were good juicing oranges. Mangoes have access to, starfruit we have access to, but no citrus that I can think of. Sometimes when I go bike riding, I'll find wild orange trees, but the fruits aren't very good on them. They're really sour. Good Florida related question. I just saw this. I didn't respond to this comment yet. Death Piles asked, does Andy own Miyazaki stuff? I don't know what Miyazaki stuff is. Okay, Google, Miyazaki.
According to Wikipedia, Hayao Miyazaki is a Japanese film director, producer, screenwriter, animator, author, and manga.
No, he's not really into manga. He's not into Japanese anime. Never has been. I don't know why, but that's not really one of his things. I appreciate you asking. He's loving on the Christian DVDs that I got from Goodwill. I have a whole stack. These are just like a couple of them I grabbed, but I have a whole stack of probably like 25 more DVDs. I give him like one of them every time I see him. It's called a music video loop, and it's got just music videos of Christian rock artists, Christian rap artists, and it just plays on loop, and it's just a bunch of music videos, and he likes them. He says they're his favorite DVDs right now. Debs Treasures ask, turtle sheets, which brother is using them? My older brother Nate's son, Nate Jr., is using the turtle sheets. They came down and saw them in the closet, and I was like, sure, you can use them. And Deb actually sent me, you sent me the fitted. I think I had the flat sheet, the heavy blanket. I think. Maybe you sent me the flat one too, but it was very, very nice of you. You sent it to me like pre-PO box, like 4 years ago, like pre-pharmacy me. You saw it, you thought of me, you sent it to me. That was awesome, and it completed my set. Eventually, my son will sleep on those sheets. I will recapture them from Nate Jr., and we will use those retro turtle sheets. So that is very thoughtful, and I do appreciate that. That was very, very cool of you. I think the whole set is up in Indiana right now. The Patricia Morel says, what was Andy's DVD number 67? It was one of these MVL ones that I was just talking about. They have numbers on them. It says like 54, and it's Youth Ministry Music Video Loop. This is the Fall 2006 edition or series. I haven't asked him yet if he likes Lassie or Old Yeller. I don't think so. I'm not sure if he would watch those classics. I'll ask him though. I'll ask him when I see him Friday. I'll see him on Friday. Nursita Carey asks, how many brothers do I have? And am I the youngest? I have 3 brothers, so there was a total of 4 of us, including me. I was the third born, which I think gives me it gives me a lot of hand-me-downs, but it still gives me a little bit of leadership because there was one below me, but it still is humbling because there were 2 older than me where I knew my place and where I would get headlocked if I did something that deserved to be headlocked and wrestled for. So I would still be put in my place, but I still was able to tease Martin because he was younger than me. So I think being a thirdborn helped me as a person in birth orderology or whatever. I know there's like a study of birth order, so I think that's kind of interesting. And she also says the twins are cute. Thank you very much. They are very cute. I actually just got to meet them when y'all saw it in the videos. That was my first time meeting those twins. Ellie, the blue-eyed one, is super chunky, and Emma, the brown-eyed one, is super bald. She has like no hair. So they're twins, but they don't look like twins. They're very different looking. Elianne and Emma Grace. Wes M says, does the coconut juice taste good? Yes, it absolutely does. Once the skin was chopped off and it was chilled, it was absolutely delicious. Thrifty Truckers says, what is Cody's YouTube channel name? It is Cody Orgel, or Cody Orgel, Cody Orgel if you're American. I'll put a link to it at the end of this video. I will also put a link to it in the description so you can check his channel out. Very similar content going on right now. It's kind of like the daily in our lives, kind of us just doing normal stuff along with reselling. So if you like the content on here, you'll definitely like the overlap content with Cody, especially when he would especially like the Japan vlogs where we were riding together, because it's like his perspective and my perspective of the Japan rides. So yeah, go check Cody out. He's I think at 1,400 subscribers right now, and if y'all could go over there, give him a sub and get his number up. It's always motivating to see a metric of growth as a content creator, so you could go over there, give him some thumbs up, give him some subscribing. He's a young hustler finding his place. He's gonna do good things for the world. Debs Treasure asks if she can borrow me for a week or 2. Her son lives in Alaska and she misses his help. Similar relationship to me and my mom. And do I get my handiness from my mom, or does my mom get it from me? I think I get it from my grandfather. My dad's side doesn't really have too much handiness. My dad's very educated formally because he's a pharmacist. He went to college. My mom didn't go to college. Neither of my grandparents went to college. My grandpa was a tinkerer. I love tinkering things. I like taking screws out, looking how things work, trying to fix them. It's a thing that has been instilled in me. I think it's kind of fun. I don't know. And my mom has a very arts and craft. She's handy when it comes to like sewing, creative things like painting and making. Not so much like automotive handiness. Good question. It's awesome that you have a similar relationship with your son. Hopefully he'll grab a cheap flight and come visit you. Dan Hotchkiss says, may I borrow you for a minute? Found a Newport 500 1980 Castle toy game in working condition. Don't know how much he should list it for. This is actually my first time seeing this comment, so I apologize for not getting back to it sooner. I would say if it's the same as this item right here, that's coming from the UK. It did not sell at $53, so you might want to try 50 or best offer. Shoot me some pictures of it on Instagram or Facebook. That would be helpful, and I can do more research on it. Nothing that I know of that off the top of my head, so I apologize. But if you got me some pictures, I could definitely look into that for you. Steve Friesch asks, your brother is a pro baseball player. What is his name? He's not currently a pro baseball player. He played professional baseball from 18 until 31, I think. And he got 13 years of playing a game that he loves. Started in, what do they call it? Like low A or rookie ball with the Orioles. And he peaked at playing in the MLB with the Red Sox. He actually gave me his game-worn Boston jersey. It says Spears on the back. This is probably one of my top favorite things that I own, just because it symbolizes a lot, actually. It symbolizes a lot of hard work and discipline and dedication for him, and a success as an entire family as we watched his career, even from childhood, right? We started playing Little League, and we watched that all the way through high school, through the minors, and then finally debuting in the majors. He wasn't in the majors for very long. I think he bounced from AAA to the majors and then kind of settled in AAA. And eventually his wrist injury, he had a wrist issue, and that injury eventually got so bad to where he wasn't able to play anymore. And now he is a coach. He is a coach for a Red Sox affiliated Lowell Spinners team. And in case you was wondering, his name is Nate. He has a Wikipedia page. Great question, Steve. Hope that was very informative to you. Alan Bishop says, did you ever get that nut on the pulley to tighten up? Not to the 138 foot-pounds that it's supposed to be at, but I got it to a little bit tighter than I think I did last time, this time. If you could, please send me more information on the tool that you need to make for that, because I could still go in there and tighten it. I think if I tightened it up a bit, that would be good for the harmonic balancer, and it would just make me feel better, probably, if I could get it torqued correctly. Send me a link on this video in the comments, or message on Instagram or Facebook, and let me know about that tool. I did some Google and YouTube searches. I couldn't really find anything that I could do based on the holes of my harmonic balancer with what I had in the garage, or I'm just not aware of a way to do it. So yeah, that would be much appreciated. Thank you. Yep asks, what kind of lighting are you using in your room where you take your pictures? Can I pull it out? It's kind of hot. 4 bulbs in the fixture. What kind of bulb this is? I hope that helps. It's made in China. 3 of these lights. Oh, that's hot. 3 of those, and then 1 slightly different light. They do produce a whiter light, if you can't already tell, but it's nothing special. I don't have the umbrellas or the directional lights. It's just the fixture light. I just do some manual settings on the camera to put it a little bit overexposed to help me pull out the background a little bit easier. Great question. Mascotti asks, how do I keep from getting so tan? It's just my genetics, I guess. It depends on how much melanin you have and then how that melanin reacts to the sun. I just burn and peel and then freckle. If you can see my freckle collection on my back. That's from being ornery as a kid, not wanting to put on sunscreen. The lesser amount of times I've been burnt in my adult life. I am now an advocate of sunscreen. Nathan Gomez asks, what measurements do I usually take? Depends on the garment, but if it is a long sleeve, I will do the sleeve length. If it is anything, I'll do the pit to pit, which is self-explanatory, and then I'll do the overall length of it. A pit to pit is important because that's how your chest and kind of like how your shoulders are going to fit into the garment. Overall length is important because raise your arms or you're just like moving, the belly will come up and look kind of funny. I did have a shirt that was really bad. I have a big torso, and I had a shirt that had a short length. Actually, people were making fun of me. It was a green room shirt too, actually. Jason T. Smith was like, oh, you guys have crop tops? And it was just because it was short on my body. For whatever reason, it shrank or whatever. My belly would be exposed in certain positions, but I still wore it here and there. Now it's a rag, it got cut up. So those 3 measurements are usually what I include. If you look at my Etsy store, you can see, look at the Rawson jersey on my Etsy store, and you can see I just lay out the measurements and take a picture of it. Thrifty Truckers asks, do you sell your vintage clothes only on Etsy? Yes, for the most part. I'd say 99% of the vintage The vintage clothes go on Etsy. I think I might have like 1 or 2 pieces on eBay. I feel like I get a commanding price on Etsy. There's cheaper listing and final value fees, so it's kind of like set it and forget it. It's like my boutique. I don't do amazing on Etsy. Right now I'm only getting a couple $100s a month off of Etsy. My biggest Etsy month ever was $1,000. I barely broke $1,000, I think, because somebody had bought some really expensive shirts, all of the shirts at the same time. I think that's pretty much all the questions. I hope I got to all of them. I apologize if this was a long and drawn out video. Stuck around this long. If you haven't already, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Thanks everyone again for the questions and watching this video. If you have any questions for next week's Q&A video, put them in the comment section. I think my mom said we got to be up at 7 for her colonoscopy, so I'll see you guys then. Bye.